New York City, you are now rocking with the best. Lloyd Banks, G-Neck.
We on fire, up in here, it's burning hot. We on fire, so we take it off if it get too hot. Up in this spot, we on fire.
Hi, welcome to Let's Just Talk Sports with Nate, Taylor, and Isaiah. I'm your host, Nate Kraut. My co-host right here with me, Taylor Mativa. Unfortunately, we've had some technical difficulties the last couple of times we've tried to tape this episode, so Isaiah, unfortunately, cannot be here with us today. So we're going to do our best without him. Congratulations to Robert Griffin III on winning the Heisman this year. Much deserved to him. Today, Saturday, December 17th. Bowls have already started. Only one game so far has been determined, though. The New Mexico Bowl with Wyoming and Temple. Temple wins that one 37-15. But we're going to pick the rest of the games for you here today and go on and talk a couple of them in depth on what we think is going to happen. So let's get started.
All right, so we already know the Wyoming-Temple game. The next one would be Utah State versus Ohio, which is starting here in about 25 minutes.
I'm going to take Ohio in this game. I really like the way they've been playing, so Ohio.
Okay, and that brings us to Louisiana Lafayette and San Diego State.
San Diego State. Brady Hoke had a good program there. He left a great program for the incoming coach, San Diego State.
Okay, we have Florida International versus Marshall.
Marshall. I like Marshall in this game.
Okay, the Poinsettia, which is TCU versus Louisiana Tech.
I'm going to take TCU. They've played well the last few years, and I think they'll play well today.
Okay. Next bowl would be Boise State versus Arizona State.
Boise State, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, right?
Boise State. I like them big in this game.
Okay, that brings us to the Hawaii Bowl, Southern Mississippi versus Nevada.
I like Southern Mississippi in this game, so I'm going to take Southern Mississippi in this game.
Okay, so how about Missouri versus North Carolina?
Missouri. I like the big Mizzou. I know if Isaiah was here, he'd take North Carolina, but
That was big fan.
I like Mizzou, so we're going to go with Missouri.
All right, the Little Caesars Bowl right here in Michigan, Purdue versus Western Michigan.
Big Ten, gotta pick Purdue. I'm not going to pick against Big Ten team, especially going up against a MAC Big Ten team, Purdue.
Okay. North Carolina State versus Louisville.
Louisville. I like Louisville.
Okay. The Military Bowl, which would be in Washington, D.C., Air Force versus Toledo.
I like Toledo in that game, actually, so I'm going to take Toledo.
Okay. That same day, the Holiday Bowl, Texas versus California.
Now, a lot of people would like to say Texas in this game, but I'm going to go with California. I think they've been playing some good football. I think Texas has kind of been playing some poor football, so I like Cal.
Okay. Florida State versus Notre Dame, and I'm thinking you're going to talk about this one a little bit.
I am. The Florida State game, Notre Dame should be a good game. They're both 8-4, good teams. Florida State doesn't allow very many points. They're allowing like 15.2 points a game.
Yeah, Notre Dame's struggling to get a quarterback, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. Notre Dame has struggled, especially in the last game of the year, with quarterbacks. And throughout the year, they've struggled with quarterbacks. So I think it's going to be too hard for Notre Dame to get the rhythm and get the tempo with changing out quarterbacks if you can't get your solid quarterback. And they just, in my opinion, don't have a quarterback that can lead a team and drive down the field. So I like Florida State in this game.
All right, so that brings to the Alamo Bowl, which is Baylor versus Washington.
Heisman. That's why I guess say Robert Griffin. This game ain't going to be close, in my opinion. I think Baylor is going to go out there, and I think it's going to be a beatdown.
Right.
I think Washington won't even hang. I've seen Washington play a couple times this year. I've seen Baylor play. I like Baylor big time in this game.
All right, Armed Forces Bowl, BYU versus Tulsa.
BYU.
That was easy. The Pinstripe Bowl, which is Rutgers versus Iowa State.
Iowa State. They took down Oklahoma State, who could be playing the national championship right now if it wasn't for that. They beat Iowa earlier this year. They were down by 21 against Oklahoma State, took it into overtime, Oklahoma State.
Okay, Virginia versus Mississippi State.
Correction on our sheet. It's actually, we printed this off. This is Wake Forest versus Mississippi State. And I like Mississippi State. This game.
Okay. Oklahoma versus Iowa.
Oklahoma.
Texas A&M versus Northwestern.
Northwestern.
Okay. The Sun Bowl, Georgia Tech versus Utah.
Georgia Tech.
The Liberty Bowl, Vanderbilt Cincinnati?
I like Cincinnati.
UCLA versus Illinois.
Bruins.
So, UCLA.
UCLA.
Virginia, this time actually Virginia, versus Auburn.
I like Auburn. I really do like Auburn.
And Virginia.
Yep.
Alright. Penn State versus Houston.
I like Penn State in this game. I'll tell you why. I think everything that happened in Penn State around there, I think these guys are going to rally together for their community, for their school, for their former coaches. And I think Penn State is going to have a huge game. And I think that they're going to win against Houston. They're big. So
Even though the game's in Dallas and Houston is also in Texas.
doesn't matter. I think Penn State's got this one.
Alright. Outback Bowl, Georgia versus Michigan State. That was the defense if I'm thinking.
Yeah, both teams were ranked in the top 5 in the defense this year. Georgia started out 0-2, went 10-0 on their next 10 games until reaching the SEC championship game against LSU, where they did hold LSU to no first downs in that first half. First half.
Really?
Yeah, first half. So I like Georgia's defense, but Michigan State's defense is just as good. And I think with Kirk Cousins, B.J. Cunningham seniors, I think they're going to go out victors. Mark Antonio's never won a bowl at Michigan State. I think this is his year. It's a rematch from a couple years ago. I like Michigan State.
Capital One Bowl, Nebraska versus South Carolina.
Cornhuskers.
Okay. The Gator Bowl, Ohio State and Florida.
I like Florida. I think Ohio State's got a good young quarterback. I don't think he's mature enough to play on this big of a stage. I think he's a great quarterback. We'll look out for him. I think he'll keep it close just in himself, but I like Florida.
All right, the Rose Bowl, Oregon versus Wisconsin.
I like Oregon to win this game, but Wisconsin makes it closer than people think, and there's a chance they pull it out. I just can't. I don't feel confident enough to say that. But with Monty Ball, who in his right could have won the Heisman himself, in the Big Ten championship game, 4 touchdowns against the Spartans. He's the reason they're where they are. You give him the ball, and he drives down the field and keeps Oregon's offense off the field. It can make it a good game, but I like Oregon.
All right. That brings us to Oklahoma State versus Stanford.
Stanford's got the better quarterback. Oklahoma State's got the better team. Andrew Luck's going to keep this game close. Oklahoma State should be playing for the national championship, in my opinion, and they think that too. I think they come out here and show everybody they deserve a chance at the national championship. I think they beat Stanford.
Okay. That brings us to the Sugar Bowl, which is Michigan versus Virginia Tech.
I think Michigan is going to win this game. Brady Hoke's done a lot for Michigan since he's been here. He's improved the defense. The offense is still rolling. They're good on both sides of the ball. They're taking it away, but Denard is still giving it away. But if you watch the Nebraska/Ohio State game, boom, he did not turn the ball over. That's one thing you need to see. Denard took care of the ball. I think he does it again against Virginia Tech. I think he takes care of it. I think he throws well. I think he runs well. I like Michigan State. Denard's explosive.
All right. The Orange Bowl, Clemson versus West Virginia.
I like Clemson this game.
Okay. Cotton Bowl, Kansas State versus Arkansas.
I don't think it's even a game. I think Arkansas was ranked in the top 10 all year. Their only loss comes to LSU. I like Arkansas.
Okay. Pittsburgh versus SMU.
I like Pitt.
Okay. The GoDaddy Bowl, Northern Illinois versus Arkansas State.
Arkansas State.
All right. And the big one, the BCS title game, LSU versus Alabama.
Well, before I pick, I'd just like to ask, who did you got winning this game?
I have LSU.
Okay. Good pick, and a lot of people would say that LSU's going to be the winner. I like Alabama. I think Alabama should have won the first meeting.
Yeah.
I think a couple missed field goals, a lot of bad penalties. I like Alabama.
Only field goals in that game.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great defensive game right there.
Yeah.
I think Trent Richardson and that Alabama offense will roll a little bit more against LSU. I think they're going to get it going a little bit better. I like Alabama in a shootout. I think that a lot of people think this is going to be a low-scoring defensive game. I've thought that many times. I think with the stage that it's on, I think it might be a shootout. I think it might be one of these defense does it really goes out the window, and these offenses just somehow find a way to score. So I like Alabama in a high-scoring game.
I think it also comes down to battle of the coaches, too.
I mean,
players.
what could you ask for? A better national championship? Yeah. I know it's a rematch, and a lot of people don't want to see it, but LSU, Bama, Wes Miles, Nick Saban, 2 great coaches, and if the people think that this is 2 best teams, well, let's see if it is. I mean, It should be a slug out. I like this game. I will be watching this game, but I like Alabama to win it. You like LSU to win it?
We'll see. We'll keep you updated on
Yeah.
it. All right.
Well, that's our College Bowl Pick'em show.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next week. We're either going to talk about the tip-off of the NBA season or the NFL. But I am your host, Nathan Crouch, and we are out on Let's Just Talk Sports.